The moment you feel like giving up, that's when God is actually working. What do I mean by this? If you are new to my channel, if this is the first time you are watching me, I recently started this series. I embarked on a 75 hard challenge, mainly catered to my trading. The main reason why I started this challenge was because I was not keeping myself accountable. I felt like I was wasting so much of my potential because I couldn't keep myself accountable. I was not disciplined and I didn't have no trust in myself. Throughout this series, God has been really testing me, showing me my weaknesses and my strengths. God has been at work. And these last couple days, I've been realizing, not because I've been blessed, and trust me, I've been getting blessed, but because I'm living for Him and not for my own interest. I'm letting things happen on God's terms and not on my terms. Yesterday, I had one of the worst runs in my whole life. Mentally, it was a fucking war. I wanted to quit the moment I started my run. Usually, I go on my run like around 8 p.m., a couple hours before my shift, and the sun is down. But yesterday, I really wanted to get the run over with early because I wanted to take a nap before my overnight shift. It was hot. Um, I was fatigued. My body, the lack of sleep was really catching up to me. Me pushing my body to the limit was really catching up to me. Also, yesterday was the first day I went back to the gym, and I was suffering throughout that whole run. Mentally, I was giving up. I was coaching myself throughout the run. I was running out. I was running and just shouting. I was running and just shouting at myself. Like I was speaking out loud, just telling myself to fucking go, push yourself, don't quit on yourself. Hardest run of my life. As soon as the run ended, for those of you guys who are familiar with the Nike Run app, you get that little notification, right? That the run is completed, whatever, right? When I heard the time, it really stuck. It really hit. I felt a weird sensation. Like I felt so much. I felt so good. All the pain that I was going through, all the mental suffering that all the mental strain that I had disappeared. Even though it was my hardest run ever, it was the best time I've ever done. It didn't feel like it. I swear, I don't look at the time when I'm running. It did not feel like my best run. It was the worst run I've ever had. And it was the best time I've ever done on a 2 mile run. I finished my run in 18 minutes. I'll show you guys. Here are the stats, right? This is yesterday's run. 18 minutes and 47 seconds. Sunday, 19 minutes 43. This was like a little bit more miles. Still 21 minutes, 22 minutes, 19 minutes, 17 minutes, so on and so forth, right? When it comes to the challenge that I've embarked on, I've been testing myself. I've been building that positive. I'm just trying to build my confidence. God really showed me that I have the potential. I have what it takes to become the man that would change his life in trading, with content, whatever. Like I know I can change my life and inspire people throughout the process, right? The revelation that I had yesterday is God is always at work. You won't see it because God will really break you down. In order for you to receive your blessings, God has to test you. He has to know that you are going to give up your old self in order to receive the new blessings. We as humans do not understand that logic, but we need to make room for growth. You need to let go of your old self. The pain and the suffering of leaving the old version behind will really blind you of what God is really building in your life. You don't want to let go of your old friends. You don't want to let go of the old relationships, but they do you no good. They serve you no purpose. God is removing that people, isolating you, which is so hard. And I've already went through this. You got to learn how to walk alone. Once you realize that it wasn't so bad after all, because now you value yourself, your time, you live for yourself. Was it really that bad? Yes, it's so fucking bad. It sucks being alone. It sucks having no one to talk to when you're going through it. But you have God to talk to, right? See, I'm not here to try to push anything on anyone. If you guys are watching my videos for the first time, I just speak so openly about my relationship with God because I was in a dark place and God really gave me a second chance. This is my belief, right? But I really want to tell you guys that just because you're suffering, just because you're not seeing results, and you're so focused on the when, the how, I mean, it doesn't mean that God or the universe isn't really at work. We want to see results so quickly, especially when it comes to trading. And it really isn't like that. And deep down, we know that. But only the strongest only the people who are strong mentally are going to come into realization that it's gonna take more than just showing up when you feel like it. It's gonna take more than accepting a couple L's. It's going to require you to become a new person. It requires a whole new level of discipline. You might think you're disciplined, but it requires so much more. In life, if you have a goal, whatever the case might be, we all know that it requires all of us. We all can say like, "Oh, it will take the most out of me," but we don't really understand that until you actually see the other side of failure. When you start seeing progress, when you start submitting yourself to the progress, to the process, you start giving all of your energy, no excuses, nothing. Because I was a person that would just say things because I knew the information. Maybe you watching, you know that you have to follow your plan. You know that you have to stick to your routine, stick to your diet, whatever the case might be. You know this, but you are not submitting yourself to the process. You are not giving yourself to God. You know, like many people say like, "Oh, I'm a Christian," like this and that, but you are not giving your life to God. We all really know what it takes, but not everyone does what is required to be done. I am showing up every day for myself. The content, like I mentioned many times, is a journal for me. I look back at my content. When I was at rock bottom a couple months ago, I was looking at my first videos. That pushed me out of the mental state that I was in. These videos that I'm recording right now are going to be a stepping stone for the next time that I face failure or a challenge. And in the process, I am here recording my journey to inspire the next person. The only reason why I started creating content was because I got inspired. Shout out to my boy Andre. I got inspired because someone was doing something that I saw myself being capable of doing. I knew that I wanted the nice life, I wanted the nice cars, but just because you want it doesn't mean you're going to have it. There is some sort of delusion, there is some sort of craziness that you need to unlock in order for you to acquire these blessings, in order for you to become the person that has those things. And I mean, life is really hard, but at the same time, once you're doing the hardest things in your life, it really gets very fucking easy. To all of you guys who follow me for the trading content, Stick around to the end of the video. I have a trade breakdown. Like I mentioned, on No News Tuesdays, I usually don't like to take trades. Didn't take a trade on my evaluation account, but I did take a trade on my demo account. I'll show you guys all of the process at the end of the video, but it relates to the message of today: building positive reinforcement within yourself. These runs are building that positive reinforcement that I need for my trading and for my purpose in life. If I don't show up for myself every single day, because you got to show up when it matters, right? Every single day matters. Oh, I don't feel like it today. Oh, I got so many things to do today. If you don't show up for yourself, nobody's going to come tomorrow and wake you up to go and do it. Like, really, nobody cares that much for you. Even your parents. Look at your parents. Like, if you are over here trying to break generational curses, you know damn well nobody saved your parents. So what makes you think somebody's going to come and save you? I just wanted to give you guys this message because it really resonated with me and just made me feel so blessed, so loved. And going back into what I said first, right? I am getting blessed. God really helped me a lot these last couple of days, but he didn't deliver these blessings when I wanted them. He delivered them when I was prepared. Like I told you guys, when I lost my job, I went into so much debt. I got scammed buying a course. It was like an online coaching thing, nothing related to trading. And I got scammed over $5,000, pretty much my whole savings. And I really went downhill after that because I lost my job. And now, before I started recording consecutively, I made a video where I spoke about how God gave me an awakening right before I ended up getting this job. Like going to all these job interviews, um, made me realize that I was giving so much importance to a job, relating it to my trading success. Like I told myself that I was not going to be able to be profitable in trading, even though I got a payout, um, if I didn't have a job. So I gave so much power to the job, and God gave me the realization that that was not true. Because going into these job interviews, talking to these people, just lying to myself, being in a place where I just don't fit in, really showed me that the job doesn't hold anything and the job is nothing special. It was just my mind playing tricks on me, right? And God really prepares you, especially when I got the money back from the mentorship that I got scammed. I got a refund. At first, I got denied multiple times. I got ignored by the vendor and all these things, but I wasn't ready. When I got the money, I had another revelation where God showed me that the only reason why I've been failing in my trading was because of my scarcity mindset. As soon as that money hit my bank account, I ended up paying bills and all that stuff, and like my mind was freaking out. I was like, damn, like I'm going to run out of this money, even though I wasn't counting with that money. So God gave me another revelation where he showed me that I need to fix those mental problems within myself. And that's why I decided to start this 75 hard challenge, not only for my trading, but just to build myself into the man that is going to it's just building me into the man that God will bless. Because if God gives me success in trading right now, I mean, I'm still not ready, you know? It will all make sense as the time goes by, boys. Like, trust me, it makes sense to me, and that's pretty much what matters. But if it resonates with you, if you guys are going through the same things, if you guys have seen yourself in my shoes, I recommend you guys stick for this journey, because it's only up from here. And I know that I will make it happen no matter what, because I believe in myself. I been through so many things, and God has really prepared me and God has really given me all the tools and the knowledge that I need in order to be aware of myself and the next steps to take in my life, right? But with that being said, boys, this is it for me talking to you guys. I really wanted to give you guys this message. Like I said, stick around for those of you guys who want to watch the trade recap. Ended up catching a very good trade, even though, like I said, no news Tuesdays. I don't like to trade no news Tuesdays. We did have a little bit of noise coming into market open. Then we had our model percent itself. Ended up catching a good amount of points, but I'll leave you guys. I'll leave you guys at that. If you guys want to watch the full trade recap, it'll play after this. But yeah, man, life is full of surprises, but at the same time, everything that happens to you is for a reason. The person who is lazy will not be blessed, right? God hates the lazy. When I was being lazy, when I was just speaking and not acting, I was not getting blessed. Not even 10 days in that I've been consistent, I've been showing up, I've been putting in 110%. God has blessed me multiple times. And I know it's only the start of something great. And I know I'd be saying that, but trust me, it really is the start of something great. My life is going to change in the next upcoming months. And I've done it once. I've seen profitability in trading. I lost it all because of my financial situation. My mentality just was down the fucking drain. But I know that it was all meant for a bigger purpose. We're 4 subscribers away from 800 subscribers. I am upping the goal for the month of September to 850. I told you guys I knew that we were going to reach 800 because I've done it before. I've gained over 150, 170 subs in a month. And it's all because of consistency. I love every single one of you guys. Thank you guys for showing me love. Thank you guys for watching the content. I really appreciate every single one of you guys. And I know that I will continue to grow. The channel will continue to grow. And many great things are going to happen in the next upcoming months. But with that being said, here's a trade recap for you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.
All right, we're going to go over today's trade. Like I mentioned on yesterday's video, I do not like to trade on no news Tuesdays. The price action is for some reason very tricky for me, especially when Monday moves like it moved yesterday. But going into today, let's hop into the Discord. I was looking for potential shorts down into that 4-hour fair value gap right here. It correlated almost perfectly with the 50% of this range. 23,742 was a great target for me to take some shorts, only if a lower time frame model was presented. We had the 15-minute time frame. We had this 15-minute fair value gap that we were reacting a lot from during pre-market. We had this 3-minute fair value gap. It could have been a potential inversion, or like it ended up happening, we ended up closing away from it and respecting it. It was 612 pre-market, didn't take no trades, didn't look at the market all the way to 732. Now we will go into the chart. Here we have what I was looking at, this 15-minute fair value gap right here. Oh, where's it at? This 15-minute fair value gap right here. We swept some liquidity, stayed respecting this fair value gap. But like I mentioned, this was my preferred target, 23,742. The reason why that was my preferred target, it's an unprotected 1-hour low here, relative equal lows, some low resistance liquidity. Main target overall was this 4-hour fair value gap that was untapped. We did not come into it, but we did sweep out this low right here. All of this low resistance liquidity almost took out this other unprotected 1-hour low, but just didn't have that flush into that area. Now here is where I participated and took my trades. You guys can see here we have the Fibonacci on this range. We came below 50%. We retested 50%. and entered at that inversion. We had 3 minute fair value gaps right here. I'll show you guys the executions. I did have a L, but I'll explain that to you guys right now. This is the reason why I really don't like to trade on Tuesdays. Like, it's just a little bit, it doesn't move as it should, but it played out perfectly. This was my first entry after we rejected this 3 minute fair value gap, but price ended up battling with this range right here. We have this second fair value gap down here, and I ended up closing my position. I was risking around $500. I was trading a full NQ contract. We were having these rejections. Let me remove this. This gap right here is a 15-minute gap. I just wanted to have it there for you guys, but it was extra confluence for me, just so I don't lose you guys. Let's go to the 15-minute. It's this 15-minute gap right here, right back in the lower time frame. Okay, I just don't want to lose you guys. More extra confluences, but here we have this secondary 3 minute fair value gap. We were rejecting off of it, and I just waited for a little bit more confirmation. Like I said, I want to see momentum come into the market quick, and these entries, if it's an inversion of this gap, we're failing to take out this buy side liquidity, so we have an inefficiency right here. We have a failed sweep right here. We have a failed sweep right here. We have an inversion. We do have the secondary gap. First trade here. End up losing the first trade. Second trade. You guys can see here, entered on 2 contracts. The reason why I entered on 2 contracts was because we have the confirmation. Then price came back up into equilibrium at 23,812. You guys can see I ended up re-entering with a higher retrace. Seeing that we came above equilibrium, this would have been a better entry, but we're not here to predict the market or have the prettiest entries. We're just here to capitalize. 2 contracts. I took partials at this low. You guys can see we swept out this low. I had a limit order, and full TP was at 23,742. Ended up closing a little bit earlier just because for some reason, you guys can see the limit was at 23,742, but for some reason, like, you're gonna show it here. Nah, but on my phone, I have a screenshot where like it was just frozen, and it didn't close it as soon as it tapped it. But that's pretty much it for today's trade. I did not take no trades on my funded futures account. This was all demo. For the simple reason, like I said, I don't like to trade no news Tuesdays. The price action seems to be some sort of like very confusing. You guys can see here at market open, we have a rally. We take out these highs, but there is no official entry. Yes, we do have this displacement right here. We have this fair value gap right here. This 3 minute fair value gap right here. We end up sweeping these lows. We could have tapped into it and go into that section, but still, and go for these lows. But I just didn't like that specific price action. Is just, like I said, right place, right time, I guess. And I usually am starting to trade roughly like 30 to an hour after market open. I get a clearer picture. Like you guys can see here, like this is like almost an hour after market open. Another thing that I want to show you guys, 10:27, 10:36. Yesterday was the same. It was like an 8-minute trade. Today it was like a 9-minute trade. Simple, repeatable models, but I don't like to trade no news Tuesdays. It's just my preference. You guys will understand once you guys are trading under your own terms that there's going to be some days that you don't like to be in the market. This happened today, but just like I mentioned on the previous clip, the hardest run in my life mentally was the best run that I fucking took. Today, yes, I missed out on this banger of a trade. I could have been up on my evaluation. But this is setting the foundation for the next upcoming days. This is building that trust within myself. My system worked. This is positive reinforcement. My systems work. I proved that to myself. Even on a day that I do not like to participate, it worked. If I would have been in my real account trading this and it would have gone against me, and I had told myself that I was not going to trade, I wouldn't have been able to forgive myself, and all of the good all of the good work that I've been putting in these last couple of days, building that confidence within myself, those positive affirmations, would have been out the fucking window because I just can't trust myself, right? Now, the overall direction. Oh, here are just some notes of like why I took the trade. We had the inverse fair value gap, came back into equilibrium, higher time frame sales of liquidity. Like you guys saw, the 1 hour unprotected lows. The higher draw was the 4 hour low. Let me show you. The higher draw was the 4 hour fair value gap, and then another little comment that I had was that it was noisy at first, but delivered nicely. All this noise right here, just trading sideways. Then we had the actual move play out, and plain and simple, I just love the way that I am becoming more patient, more aware, and overall just trusting in myself. But all of this is coming from my habits, from the things that I'm doing outside of trading, and repetition. There is no need for me to go back and learn a new strategy, watch a new video, because I've already put in the hours. The only thing that has been holding me back was the lack of self confidence, the lack of me taking action and believing in myself. Now, just to give you guys a little more of what happened at the end of the day, um, if you guys have been watching since yesterday, you guys have seen I got this level marked out. This range right here. I wanted price to come down back into equilibrium. That's why this 4 hour low, this 4 hour fair value gap was very important for today's trade as a target, because it was also a reversal level, 50% of the range. Come back into this level, even though we inversed it yesterday, still on the fib, like it's still valid because it's still this range. It was the previous high, it was all-time highs, and the previous swing low before we swept out all-time highs. Didn't tap into equilibrium though. I would have wanted to see price go a little bit deeper into this, then find a bullish model back into all-time highs, which, if I'm not mistaken, we do have one right here. We have a 3 minute inversion right here, a 3 minute inverse right there. Inverse that, come back into the fair value gap, and then just push even higher. You could have entered right here, higher confirmation. We do get a little bit of a retest, and I mean, if you enter off of this candle's closure on the retest, let's say right there, you protect yourself here, 16 points, targeting all-time highs. I mean, it's a pretty fair trade, but I mean, yeah, just like yesterday where we had two trades, one to the downside and one to the upside. If you guys haven't watched yesterday's video, I highly recommend you guys go watch it. But like I said, that's pretty much it when it comes to trading. It's that simple. Just trust in yourself, trust in your model, and let's see what tomorrow brings. Tomorrow we do have a red folder. Thursday we have red folder. Friday, just pretty much to end the week, we do have high impact news, which is great. I do want to see what happens though, because we already reached all-time highs, which was something that I wanted to wait for. I wanted to see this happen later throughout the week. And also like these draws on liquidity, these lows down here, but at the same time, like I'm just going to wait and see what the overnight session does and see what is presented to us in the morning. But with that being said, boys, this is the end of the video. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let's keep on showing up. Let's keep on getting better each and every single day. Remember, you will not become a profitable trader if you are not working on yourself outside of trading and building yourself each and every single day. With that being said, boys, I appreciate you guys. Let's get after it.